Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So we had the NASDAQ futures breach yesterday's lows. What I would be looking at here is 15,083 on the futures, 15,083 for that downside potential. So that's taking out yesterday's lows. See what we get off the bell. We also have Tesla. Broke, came all the way down to the linear regression. So 241.50 on Tesla. 241.50 on Tesla. So what I'm looking at here, I'm looking at Tesla, I'm looking at yesterday's lows, right? So if we go ahead and pull up the daily chart on Tesla, again, I know the market's going to open here, but there's no rush. So look at where Tesla's lows are at yesterday, that 241.70. We're currently trading at 241.51. Tesla right now has room on a flush to 234. You're getting the NASDAQ futures also dropping here, losing those overnight session lows as well. Look for that to kind of speed up there. Tesla is something I'm going to be watching very, very closely. NVIDIA trading at 416. Again, remember what that level was from yesterday. If we kind of look at NVIDIA, right? Look at yesterday's lows, taking out that 418. So from here, NVIDIA is going to have room to around 415 on the daily. Oh, you son of a bitch. Shit. 1 second, guys. I don't know why this shit just logged me out. Damn it. What's going on, guys? I'm back. So market just opened. We can see here that Tesla broke yesterday's lows, 241.79, kind of pushing down here. Now, again, someone could have taken an early entry here, right? Right off the bell, just got short. Why? We lost the linear regression. But again, that first move always going to be the most biggest, but it's going to have the biggest snapback, 240.62. That's going to run away from us. So what we need to see is we need to see the new low be put in on Tesla, right? We need to see the new low be put on Tesla. Man, that's a good move. 240.39. That's already up $1.50. We're gonna need to see the new low being put in on Tesla, and then we're gonna need to confirm that low. So let's just go ahead. You know, if you weren't already watching those yesterday's lows, oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. If you weren't already watching yesterday's lows, you know, to just jump short on Tesla, you know, you gotta wait now. You gotta wait. So I'm setting up the NQ chart now. NQ is broken yesterday's lows here. So NQ, if anyone is short, take profits on the way down. We're gonna move to a 5-minute time frame. So look at this consolidation. This is what I would be looking for here. God damn it. I wish that the TD Ameritrade didn't have to do a reset and log me out. But if you look at the overnight session lows here, 15,077, this is the level you're sitting on, right? So you're looking at it pre-market, creating a nice floor here. We're below yesterday's lows here. We're ready to crack. And then as soon as we break the 15,077, that's when you get short, right? So that went 20 points in a matter of, I don't know, 2 minutes, right? So that's what you call a quick scalp off the open. Now, again, when you take these quick scalps off the open, same thing with Tesla, right, guys? So when you take these quick scalps off the open, it's not like you're trying to sit there and hold it for 2 hours. You see the level that needs to be broken, right? You see the level that needs to be broken, and then you jump onto the trade, right? You don't hesitate. And as soon as you get in, you get green, you start scaling out. You start scaling out, and then you get out before it does this, right? Before it does this. Now, does it go lower? Sure. Maybe it does later. But if you're looking for the quick cash and you're looking for that quick move, you just get in and you get out, right? You get in, you get green, you just get out. So now what we would be looking at here on these is we need confirmation, right? We need confirmation. We need this bottom wick to get confirmed before we go short. We need this bottom wick to get confirmed before we go short. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, a little bit of an indecisive candle here. So kind of shot down, shot back up. So NVIDIA, you know, we would be looking at 416.11. That's only going to have room to around 415. So not a lot of room there. NVIDIA is popping back up to the upside here. Now you can see on NVIDIA, we have resistance on a 5-minute time frame here, sitting at the 50 SMA. I would need to see NVIDIA get over 419.73. As soon as we can get over that, then we've got room to around 421 and then 421.50. So nothing there yet. Gonna look at Amazon. Look at Amazon. Look at the spike on Amazon, guys. Look at the spike on Amazon. So we've got Amazon pushing up high here. If Amazon can start clearing out 138.60, that's got room all the way to 139.33s. I'd like to see Amazon on a confirmation. So 138.61, that's a 200-day moving average. 138.61. So this is what I'm looking for, guys. Things like this, right? Why am I looking at things like this? We'll look at it clear out all of this 5-minute supply. Take this old line off from yesterday. Now 138.61 needs to close over that, and then I need to see a push. Or if you take the first entry, just understand that you could pull back into this area that we're consolidating at now. So definitely kind of keep that on watch. Amazon through, you know, 138.60s. If we look at Apple really quickly, Apple pushing back down to the downside. Now, even if Apple does lose the lows here, the only thing that doesn't really I love about Apple is at 176.75 here to the lows. We've got a linear regression channel. I need to see it break that. To the upside, we've got a lot of resistance here, 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 here. That's why I could almost probably ignore the longs, you know, and I won't feel too bad even if they go without me, just due to the fact that we have a lot more work to do to the upside, right? Even though we could get a dead cat bounce, we've got a lot more work to the upside than the downside, right? The downside's got a lot of space below it. So look at the NASDAQ futures here starting to push up higher. NASDAQ futures starting to push up higher. Give it some time, guys. Let it set up. There's no rush, right? You're always going to catch a trade. Always going to catch a trade. So what I'm looking at here on the NASDAQ futures as we start to approach, you know, this 5-10-day moving average, we're getting back into the linear regression channel. What I'm going to do is move this line down here just for a visual, right? 15,057. If we lose that at any point in time today, I'm going to take that short. Okay. If we lose that at any point in time today, I'm going to take that short for a scalp. Back up to the upside, I'd like to see, I'd like to see the NQ reclaim the 20 to the upside. So we can give that a little bit more time to kind of get going here. And again, I'm going to be jumping around from the stocks that I like to trade a lot. You know, that's Tesla, that's Nvidia, that's these big high flying stocks. So make sure that you're watching those levels, right? There's no rush right now. I don't see anything of like immediate that needs immediate attention. You know, this push here again, here's a little training, right? If you're someone who's very aggressive, you know, like what we would consider like a hyper scalper, when the NQ dropped the way that it did into the Bollinger Band and immediately started to wick up like that, right? If you didn't take the short position below 15,079, if you didn't take this short position and just try to get in, get green and get out, and you've seen it start to aggressively wick up, what you could tell yourself is, if green takes out red and we get back into this linear regression channel and we start to take out the 5 and 10 day moving average, get long with full intentions of taking profits into the next area of supply, which is a 20-day moving average at 15,124. So you would have been getting long somewhere at around 15,101 and it hit highs of 15,117. That's a 15-point move within a matter of 1 or 2 minutes. Very quick scalp, and you can hold this position as long as we don't lose the low or we don't lose, you know, this bottom linear regression here. But again, the market's going to try to figure itself out right now. A lot of stocks, right, went down, came back up, went down, the whole market went down, now it's coming back up. So the market's still digesting. Again, to the long side, look at all of these lines, right? This is not to create confusion. This is to let me know that, you know, I'm going to hit my head here. I'm going to hit my head here, here, before I hit here and can finally run, right? So in order for the market to actually run, we're going to need this index, which is a NASDAQ 100, especially if you're trading tech, you're going to need this index to get over 15,205 before you have any room to run, right? And that's 100 points away. So there's no immediate rush to jump long on a lot of names. Because even like, for example, look at Tesla, it goes down, it pops back up, it gets rejected at the 20, now it's coming back down. So again, keep your eyes on the lows that we put in, right? So keep your eyes on the lows. Looking at 240 on Tesla. Again, 240 on Tesla, if we get something there, you know, I'd be very interested. And that goes for all stocks, right? So see what the stock did on the opening 5-minute candle. Did it take out the pre-market lows? You know, how much space do we have, you know, before we're going to hit the next area of demand? And that's how we kind of play it, guys. We kind of just sit here and wait for these levels to get broken. And then when they do get broken, we take the trades. Very simple, right? So in this case, if I was going to trade Tesla, right, if we confirm, I'd be looking at 240 puts, right? 240 puts. If my pivot level is 240.11, 240.10, I'm looking at the 240. So I'm going right at the money, on those. And I'm just going to look to get in, get $1, see if I can get $1 quickly, and then see what it wants to do from there. Give this a little bit more time. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta had a really good chart set up from yesterday, which already broke the 302.57. See, so that's the thing, right? If you go to the watch list, right, what's in the watch list? So 302.57, I believe Meta was on there from yesterday. 302.57. Look at that. Look at this. I want everyone to look at the watch list pivot. Meta 302.57. Where did Meta stop today, right? What's that level? 301, right? So 302.57, 301. We broke that level, went down $1.50, popped right back up to 302.57, now getting rejected. So if Meta stays below 302.57, which is your pivot, and starts to take out the new low, this becomes your entry, 301.03. Okay, so 301.03 short. Again, still watching the cues here, 15,057. Again, in the morning, guys, especially for the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes, things move extremely quickly. I'm going back and forth, charts, kind of just looking here. You know, looking for something to set up, give me something juicy and appetizing. Watching this NQ come back down here. So looking at the disconnect here, the 301 level on Meta holding as it's pushing higher, and then you have the NQ coming down. So there's something that's weighting down, that's holding the NQ, right? Because why is the NQ not surging? Why is Meta moving up? you know, you have to look to the other Q names. You know, what is Apple doing, right? Apple's still red, right? Apple's still red. Microsoft still red, $2.47, you know, trying to work its way back up. These stocks hold a lot of weight in the NASDAQ. So when you're wondering kind of what the NASDAQ is doing, look to stocks like Meta, look to stocks like Microsoft, look to stocks like Nvidia, right? What are those names doing? You know, what are those names doing? That's going to give you a clear indication of where the market's heading. So look at Nvidia here, taking out these lows, 415.61. Again, if you look at the daily chart on Nvidia, the only reason Nvidia is down already 7 points, you know, from the gap down, but look at where Nvidia is at on the daily. It's lost a linear regression. So Nvidia can wash, right? Nvidia can wash here. If the market wants to fall, it's lost its daily support levels. Yeah. Nvidia would be a short now. Nvidia is a short through 416.13, 415.33. It's going to hit its head here, but we've got the Nasdaq futures getting ready to lose that 15.057 level that I'm still watching here. So I've got 4 monitors, guys. So what you guys can see is what I'm kind of toggling through. My other monitor, I've got obviously, you know, the YouTube stream. I've got my broker's future loaded up and my executions on the other screen. So I'm trying to make it as clear as possible for you guys to see. Look at Nvidia, going to test the linear regression. We have the Qs trying to test this 15.057. Confirm that. So Nvidia is a current short position, also setting up that 20 play, right? So if you're looking for the 20 play, fucking missed a fucking shit, man. Missed Tesla. Oh, that's gonna stink. So the 240.11 area that we were watching got broken and put in a low at 238. That would have been a perfect scalp. Son of a bitch. So now I'm watching NQ and I'm watching Nvidia. Damn, missed that one. So Nvidia's broken the linear regression. First attempt at hitting that supply is getting bought back up. So what I'm looking for on Nvidia here is a confirmation of the 20 play, right? So this is the first candle that's going to close below the 20 SMA. I'm looking at 415.54 and more than likely going 415 strikes. The Tesla worked out very, very nicely. If you got into Tesla, take profits. Take profits. It went down $2. And that's how quickly things move off the open, guys. Watching this short position here. On the Qs, guys. Got a Bollinger Band sitting a little bit ways down, so it could come down maybe 5 points and snap. Broken that level here. And watching the video. I need to see Nvidia break the 415.54s. One thing I don't like about Nvidia, it's down 850 already, right? I don't like the gap down. I'd rather, when looking for shorts, I'd rather the market be flat or gapped higher. I don't like seeing the market down 140 on the Qs and then taking things short. It's a tough bid, you know. It's a tough bid to do that. Just due to the fact that you can get the aggressive washout and then it can kind of immediately spike back up, right? So look at how we're holding this level here, the 15.057. We've broken it and we're kind of teeter-tottering here around the 15.57. So if this starts to spike up here off this Bollinger Band, you know, you've got to give it room, probably to the 10-day moving average, or the linear regression channel here. You know, at least give it the 5. If we're still trending under the 5, you still got to give it that room, right? So your 1 bar stop is here. That's correlating so closely to the 20 here. So depending on how much size you got in, if you're going to use a max pain of a 1 bar stop here, look at the 20 and see how many points that is. You know, you're talking about 3 or 4 points here. Maybe you can just use the 20 as a stop. If you want to tighten it, you use, you know, 15,096, which is the 10-day moving average. But again, you know, being down at one point in time 140, putting in a little bit of a low here, you're going to see a little bit of a bounce, right? That's why I don't like, if anyone watched the watch list video from yesterday, I was talking about, you know, on a lot of these shorts, I like when the market is flat or opens green, and then we get the washout through the lows. Those are the best moves. That's the highest probability. That's the highest probability. When you gap down through the levels you're looking at or right at them, it makes it very, very tough, because then now you're forced to take it very, very quickly, and then you have to scalp the move. You have to scalp the move. So getting a little bit of a bounce here. Again, stay patient. You know, it's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Tesla went to 238.51. Again, that level was 240. So if you're in Tesla, even on this bounce, take profits on the way down. We're in the middle of the range here on the new channel. Look at the linear regression here at 241.37. Look at the bottom channel at 236.54. You're in the middle of the range here. So once we lost 240, you should have been in, right? Look at the opening range candle, comes down to 240. It gets confirmed 10 minutes later, washes out $2. What are we looking for here? We're looking for $1, looking for $1.50, $2. We're not looking for $10, you know? So don't let this fool you up here, right? Where, you know, Tesla's down $6 on the day and you're like, well, I'm only up $1. Nah, it already opened down. So like you're already missing that move. You know, your move was here at 240, or your move was at 241.50 and you sold on the first wave down, right? And held a runner. And now we broke this level, but 240 was your entry. So if you did take Tesla short, you should have been selling for profits. Now, if you're going to wait, what you want to see have happen here, right? Let's say, for example, you know, you got in a little late, you second guessed yourself. You want to see this come up to 240. You want to see it trickle around. You want this 5-day moving average to decline, get rejected, and then come out through 238. And your measured potential is 236.50. That's your measured potential on Tesla. And same thing with the futures. For all you futures traders, what you're looking for here is for us to stay under this zone here, right? We want to stay under this. This is going to be your supply zone. So we want to stay under this. This bounce is okay as long as we don't start taking out the 20 and taking out this, you know, this candle here. This is a reversal candlestick on Tesla, so be careful if you are short on Tesla. We're going to need a little bit of a rinse out. This is a little bit of an indecision candle on the Qs as well. Market doesn't know if it wants to continue lower or higher. It's trapped underneath 5-minute supply here, but this candlestick here is an indecision candle for a potential dead cat. So we need the follow through to happen within the next 5 to 10 minutes, or you will see this continue to bounce. Or 14.30. Nvidia down 8 points already. Coming back to Meta here. So $308 I like on Meta. We can get the washout here, $308. So between Meta and Nvidia is what I have close eyes on here. Between Meta and Nvidia. Still watching the NASDAQ futures also. So how I trade these futures and options at the same time, I've got my execution for my brokers. for the futures on the bottom, and then my execution for stocks and options on top on my left hand screen. So basically, as I'm watching these futures here and I'm watching the options, I can just click buy, click sell in my futures accounts. Very, very easy. So that's how I'm able to double up sometimes on these trades when I'm trading between futures and stocks here. So just stay patient here. We're still waiting for these lows to get cracked. You know, there's no rush. If you're going to get the move, you're going to get the move. Here comes the futures back down again. Here comes Meta. $20 play on Amazon here at 640 got confirmed. I want you guys to notice this. Look at where the 6:40 a.m. candle on Amazon stopped right at the 10. So also, guys, when I'm watching stocks, when I'm watching these stocks, I'm also back testing. I'm also learning. I'm also going through a bunch of bullshit, right? So look at the loss of, look at the loss of look at the loss of the 20 here. It stops right at the 10, right? So what should be your measured potential if you're going to take this 20 play, or you did take this 20 play on Amazon? You know, through 137.72, measured potential is 137. So 72 cents, you know, is in the bag. It's in the bag. It came down, tested this level and bounced. Now it's working its way back down. But your first initial profit taking has to be at the level of demand. It doesn't mean that, okay, hey, we lost, we're just going to continue to tread lower all day. It doesn't have to do anything. It's going to stop at these levels, right? So look at where it stopped when it lost to 20, right? Lost at 20. That's your level of demand. Goes right down to the next level of demand, which is a 10. And once it confirms a 10, it comes straight down to the next level of demand. So if you do take these type of plays, right, as you guys progress, and you guys start identifying these plays on your own, if you take these plays, take profits here. You can clearly see it. And if you're looking for a new entry, or to see what your runners are going to do, right, if you're holding runners, then you wait for the 7 o'clock hour, which is 30 minutes after the market opens. That's going to be when the first hour candle closes. And if you get the confirmation through the low of the day, well, then you're great, right? And you're great. You take profits on the next leg down. Very simple. Let me know in chat what you guys are watching, right? There's a couple of you guys on here. What are you guys watching, or what did you guys play? Right? I know Andre already got Tesla. He snagged the Tesla. Great fucking trade. Check out the Daily Gains channel. Andre got that Tesla. So that's another thing, guys. When you guys get comfortable and you're trading one specific name, you trade a handful of names, right? So I've worked with Andre for a long time now, years already, right? So, you know, we trade Tesla, we trade Nvidia actively, right? Like multiple times a week. So when you're watching for those specific stocks, when you're watching for those specific levels, you're not bouncing around, right? Like, this is the first day I'm doing a stream. I'm kind of trying to go through different ticker symbols and call out, you know, things as I'm seeing them, just to kind of teach you guys, so you guys can learn and see this on your own, because that's the most beneficial. Because once you find the stocks that you like the way that they move, you know, you get comfortable with the levels. You're not sitting here bouncing, you know, between Amazon and Meta and Nvidia and Tesla and the futures and this and that. It's too much shit going on at once. Sit there, wait for your level, take the trade, continue about your business. That's it. You're done. Andre's done, and it's 25 minutes into the market. You know, what more do you want? What more do you want? So, for example, I can give you the rundown of what he's looking at. I don't know if he's watching the stream. He could be. But for example, look at the pre-market lows. Look at the pre-market lows. Pre-market lows are sitting here at 241.55. What's also sitting at this level? A linear regression. Do we see this blue line here, right? This is not rocket science. So if the pre-market lows came down here, we've also got this level of demand. What the fuck are we going to do? If it breaks that level, we're going to get short, and either we're going to sell on the first push down, hold a runner. Yes, it bounces back up. No reason to get your panties in a bunch and get scared out of the trade. You've got a 20 period moving average here that's declining, gets rejected and flushes. Now, if you miss this trade because it moved too quickly, because it did move quickly, then 240.11 was your pivot. As it breaks 240.11, you take this SOB short through 240, and then the first push goes down to 238.67. So you're talking about $1.50 move, right? $1.50 move, and then continues to go down to 238 even. So, you know, it's not rocket science. You know, take your profits when you got them, and you're sitting here, you're watching this stock, you play this stock. It's not nothing that you haven't seen before, right? Once you're comfortable and you're playing the same names over and over and over, and you take your profits. You know, you don't take this trade and be down $2, $2.25 and think, well, maybe, you know, I can get, you know, $10 off of it. Fuck that shit. You know, that's what you see on social media. Yeah, 240 break. So easies, right? You didn't even have to rush, right? You didn't even have to rush and take the pre-market lows break. Let it put in its low. Here's your fucking pivot. And then when it confirms, take the fucking break. You know, you don't hesitate, you know, and if you're wrong, so what? So it breaks back over the 5-10 day moving average. So what, right? There's another trade, right? If there wasn't a trade, you know, tomorrow or in an hour, you know, there would be no traders out there, right? We always get another trade. We're not fucking worried about losing one trade. So that's what builds confidence. That's what builds confidence, is seeing these plays, understanding that you are right on your decision making. And if you're wrong, oh well, find another one. It is what it is, you know, suck it up. Like, you know, too many traders, you know, they get so in their feelings when they lose trades, or the trade doesn't go in their way, or they miss the trade and now you're trying to chase it. What did I, even for myself, I trade tests all the time. I would have loved to take the 240 break, but I was dicking around looking at other charts, trying to get, you know, some level set up, missed it. I come back and say, well, I can't take it right now. I got to go to something else. It is what it is. I'm not upset that I missed a trade. I'm going to catch another one, you know, wait till the end of the day, and, you know, for sure I'm going to catch something, you know. There's like, so there's always a trade that's going to happen, right? But that's why I always preach, you know, get comfortable with trading the same couple of names. You only need two or three stocks to really trade. Like, if you take all the ticker symbols off of the market, you can leave me with the NQ futures, you can leave me with Tesla, you can leave me with Nvidia. I would make a perfect living. I've got friends who are trading Tesla 90% of the time, and that's all they trade. So we're looking at market kind of hold their floor here, right? Market's kind of holding their floor. We're kind of testing and flirting with the 5-minute supply zones, testing and flirting with the 5-minute supply zones. So this is what, you know, for trader talk here, this is my lingo. This is a line in the sand. What's the line in the sand for the NQ futures? 15.052. What's the line in the sand for Nvidia? 414.30. Those are the lines in the sand. Those are the levels you're looking for short, right? You know, for longs, we've got more work to do, right? Could these continue to bounce? Sure. Could this continue to run? You know, you're getting a 20 place setting up long here on the futures. Could it continue to run? Sure. Just manage your risk accordingly, right? So your max pain is low of day. Look at on option side, your max pain is the low of day. If this does decide to bounce, if you get a 20 play, for example, and you want to take a little scalp, go and take your little scalp. Max pain is the low of day. Max pain is the low of day. And if that's too much risk for you, we'll use a 10. And if that's not enough risk for you, use the 5. And what's your max pain? What's going to save you and protect your ass? Low of day. So now, even though I'm watching the video short through 414.30, I'm interested to see what this 5-minute candle does here. So now we've got a new hour candle that's formed. If you look at the hourly chart on the video, new hour candle has formed. Confirmation through 414.30. Your resistance on the video is 418. Next resistance would be 420.39. $20 play setting up on NQ. Good push here on the NQ. Next stop is going to be 15.137. So if let's say someone did take the NQ short and now you've gotten trapped and you're down for a little bit of loss, well, we're sized correctly where this is not going to end our world. Your stop loss could have been the 5, could have been the 10, could have been the linear regression, could have been the 20. You know, like this chart gives you outs, like it gives you reasons to get out. So if we're still holding a short position, you have to start asking yourself, well, why are we holding this short position? We've broken over all of these previous consolidations. We're pushing back up here. Why are we holding? It's given us reasons to get out. Now, assuming that this candle closes up here, you know, any short position on the Qs should be a clear out. That's what it is. You have to respect these big candles, right? You have to respect these big candles. So NQ pretty close to testing that 50 EMA here, getting rejected on the first wave. Again, 20 play is still intact if we close over that, but you will have supply at 15.147, 15.145. So again, if you're just sitting and you're just watching and you're kind of trying to take it all in, there's no reason to feel any panic. There's no reason to feel any stress right now. You know, stocks are a long ways away from the highs, from the recent highs. Stocks are a long ways away from even clearing out hourly supply to the top side. You know, the downside moves still look great. It's only been 30 minutes of the market. What are we stressed for? What are we panicked for, right? You didn't catch something off the open? Oh, well, you know, life goes on. Find something else. Wait for something else. You know, 90% of this game is waiting. And I'm a firm believer that the other, you know, if you just look at it from these two perspectives, the other 10% is all mental, right? So who's going to play a big part in your trading is the mental side of things. And the rest of the time, you're just waiting. You're just waiting for your levels to confirm. You know, we're not sitting here actively, you know, clicking the mouse button for 8 hours straight consecutive, you know. Tesla getting a good pop on this hour candle, but again, going to run into supply at 242. Running into the linear regression channel on this dead cat bounce on Tesla. Nice reversal candle, right? Nice reversal candle here. Now I'll be interested in a 20 play long on Tesla. Over 241.50 has room to 242.50. I love these type of candles here. It's a 6:50 a.m. candle. That's a perfect reversal candle. Green taking out red. Low of day as a hard stop. Boom, nice little bounce there. Same thing with the NQ. 6:55 reversal candle. Green taking out red. You can use a 1 bar stop. Boom, take that long. First stop here at the 50 EMA has been harshly rejected on the NQ. I'm looking at the Bollinger Band starting to constrict. Look at the Bollinger Bands tighten up here. Big move coming. Could it be to the long side? Maybe. Could it be back down to the downside? Maybe. We won't know until one of these levels breaks. What are those levels? Well, we need to, you know, a fresh 20 play short, or we need to break over the linear regression and the 50 SMA here on the NQ, and then you're going to see the market run. If the market breaks to the top side, you're going to see the market run. Market breaks back down to the downside, these lows will be tested, and we can figure coming back down. But again, you know, we're coming off of, you know, a nice week of selling here. We've had some down moves in the market this week, you know, a little bit of a breather. I always like to tell people it's like running a fucking marathon, right? You're running a marathon, you know, you don't think these guys are pulling off to the side of the road, grabbing a cup of water and then continuing their run, right? You need a breath at some point in time. You need to take a breather, right? And this would be considered a breather on this would be considered a breather if the market continues to bounce today. Now, just for teaching, if these candlesticks, NVIDIA, these candlesticks on NQ, if they were over all of this, I would be a lot more lenient going towards the longs. But because we have so much supply, these bounces, I don't buy them. Like I don't really get sucked into just, oh, the market's bouncing, I got to take it long. Because it's like you're trapped, right? You're trapped. It's just a dead cat bounce that gets its head whacked at supply, right? We're gonna really need to like break through some of these levels and really clean up a lot of this supply. Now, the market, of course, can do whatever it wants. It can slowly grind up all day, but I mean, if that's the case and you're hesitant to take the longs, no problem. It's Friday. There's no rush here to make any money on a Friday. If you make some money on a Friday, consider it a bonus. I always like to think of it like this, like especially if you're green on the week, you make anything on a Friday, it's like, you know, a waiter giving you that dessert on your birthday for free, right? It's like, huh, maybe there was a possibility I was going to make some money here, and you know, this is a little treat, right? It's a little treat on a Friday. And also for teaching here, if you look at the 20 play here, it confirmed maybe by a tick and it's coming back down. Only reason why I wouldn't jump this right away on like the first little any uptick over that is because look at where we stand. We got a declining Bollinger and the 50 EMA. We're gonna need to break through that before I get any type of a conviction, you know. So if this pops, right, if this pops through this area, I might give it a little bit of a go, but it's got to prove to me that it's going to go. Like it's got to get through this Bollinger Band here, or I sit on my hands. NVIDIA setting up a 20 play short. So first 20 play here hasn't really stopped out on the first short position, puts you into some drawdown here, kind of came up, tested those levels. Again, if you missed it, you're just sitting patiently now. Meta 380 is your line in the sand, popped all the way back up to the 20 period moving average, got declined at the 20 period moving average, working its way back down here. Futures working their way back down here. So stay patient, guys. If there's any tickers you guys want to look at, drop them in chat. Tesla 241.50s has room to 242.50s. Amazon's got more work. Look at how Amazon came down to that linear at 137, bounced. Boom. Boom. If you're waiting for the bounce, let it come down into supply or into demand and let it bounce. Green, take out red off a demand zone. Boom, bounce it. Nvidia, yeah, same here. I'm watching Nvidia as well. Nvidia, there it goes. That 414.30 level was the level we were watching. So here's a second break here. You still have the futures kind of holding up here over the 5 and 10-day moving average, you know, kind of pitter-pattering around, stuck between a rock and a hard place here on the futures. So the futures are trapped in this Bollinger Band. Futures kind of setting up a little bit of a 5-minute flag here. Tesla looking to try to pop the upside here on the 20, 241.50. Any first entry taken on Tesla over the 20 period moving average, use a 1-bar stop. So 240 is your stop on Tesla. Back to the long side here. If it does pop, you have the futures popping as well. Nvidia seems to be a little bit of a lagger to the overall markets. So a little bit of a disconnect there on the semis. I don't know what AMD's doing. I haven't looked at that yet. But I'm looking at Tesla right now, the 240, 240s, 241s, right? AMD pushing towards a 25-minute frame. That's pushing to the downside or to the upside. I got my eyes on Tesla here, so I don't want to miss this. AMD's pushing towards 20 down or up? You have the futures confirming here. Up, okay. So it looks like everything kind of put in a low here and is kind of showing us a little bit of a bounce here as the buyers start to step in. Watching this Tesla here. Over 241.60s, potentially has some room to 240, 243s. Again, a little bit of a riskier trade here, just due to the fact that the market is still showing a downtrend, right? So as of right now, this is still a dead cat bounce, right? I mean, look at the down move, look at the bounce. You know, if you didn't take something off the floor here, be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more hesitant. Futures pushing up here. So this last 20 play over 15.128 is now pushing to 15.145. So over 10 points there, 15 points there, and you're getting more here. So definitely sell into this resistance here if you did take that futures long. Still watching Tesla to the upside here. Nvidia getting a bounce as well. So Nvidia's got the new floor at 413.68. So the moves aren't really holding to the downside They're putting in a low, snapping back, putting in a low, snapping back. Look at how the futures came into this 100 EMA and have stopped, right? So again, can they reverse? Sure. If you got long here, you should be taking profits here or here. I like this reversal candlestick on the Nvidia. 413. Again, this is a 250 stop here on the Nvidia, but again, if you're an aggressive scalper, you could use the low of day as a stop if we start having green take out red and try to play this, you know, slowly up into these areas of supply. And I would be looking for it to at least get back into the 418 range. Again, if we do not take out the low of day, right? But this hammer candle here is showing a little bit of a reversal type of price action movement here. If we could start clearing out this 10 SMA and it starts popping into 417, over 417 is going to have a clear shot into 418.60s. Back to Tesla. Pulling back into its rising 5. All about patience right now. Now, anyone who's on this stream who's watching the futures, if the futures set up a 20 play short and get below that bottom channel at like 15.095, I'd be interested in that short position. Again, like I said, if you were long on the last 20 play, you should have taken profits. And if you're wondering, you know, well, why should I have taken profits already? Why didn't it continue to go? Look at the chart. Got rejected at the 50 as well as that 100 EMA. So, you know, this chart will show you. Again, this chart's not easy to read the first time you see it, but when you've been trading it for a long time, I know Andre uses this chart, Biggs uses this chart. You know, Biggs is over there on vacation, but you know, when you've looked at this chart time and time again and taken hundreds of trades off of it, it becomes very, very clear. It becomes very, very clear. We're watching that move back down to the downside on NVIDIA. Again, NVIDIA is down $8.50 here. So, you know, the moves down might go 50 cents, $1. It's not just going to, you know, wash out another 10 points. It could. I mean, NVIDIA, I think last week went down 25 points, or this week 20 points, some shit like that. I'm going to pull up the futures on the hourly time frame and see where we're at, right? So look at even on the hourly chart, reversal candlestick here on the first hour candle, clearing out those highs at 15,119, had room to 15,130s. That's a good scalp there. Hold the runner, see if we can test the next area of supply. So now currently we're at the 10 on the 1 hour time frame. We will be running into a little bit of a resistance here between where we're at now at the 10 and the linear regression at 15,185. So if you're long on the futures, I would highly consider taking profits. Especially if we start clearing out the 60s, right? If we get over 66, you're going to have room to 85, and that can come very quickly. I'd take profits into that run up into the 80s. So on the future side of things, notice how when we come to the 50 EMA, we pull back. We pull back. We go up to the 50 SMA, we pull back. We break the 50 SMA, come up to the next level of supply, we pull back. We come up to the next level of supply, we pull back. Does that start to make sense now? You go from supply to supply to supply to supply to supply to supply. And then when you have open space, then now maybe you're in a whole new, you're in a whole new tax bracket at that time. You're in a whole new tax bracket. Then you can like kind of take your foot off the gas. You should have been long here. Look at the last setup, 15,128 all the way up to 15,166. It's a 40-point move. 40-point move. Curious to know if anyone took that. Looking at NVIDIA here, testing this 20 SMA. About 2.5 minutes left before this 5-minute candle closes. Here's a 20 play Andre was talking about, came up to the 20 period moving average at 108.46, put in a new high at 108.70, so 30 cents there. Has room to continue to push into 109. If it pushes into 109, I take profits into 109 on NVIDIA. Tesla pulling back here, rejected so far at the 20 period moving average. Here's the break over the NVIDIA's 20 SMA. And that's going to have room into 418, 419. Futures with a big push here to the next level of supply. I mean, once you start seeing these things do this, it gives you a lot of confidence. Like, that's what gives you confidence. Break a level of supply, trade up to the next one. Break a level of supply, trade up to the next one. Break a level of supply, trade up to the next one, right? So 15,185 is the next one. I hope some of the futures traders in the room took this over the 15,128. Again, confirms, and then it does pull back, but you're still over at that point in time your support, so you've got to trust the move. NVIDIA setting up a 20 play long, not a lot of room there, but again, it would be a quick scalp. Get in, try to get green, get out. As far as strike prices on NVIDIA, right? For future references, for training references, we're trading at 417. We have strikes at 415, 420. I would go 415s, put me in the money and put me making money quicker. But again, if you can't afford that, 420s are running about $1.25. Comes a waiting game here. Tesla, what supply zone is it on the hourly for Tesla? Which moving average? The 5. We still have the futures holding up here pretty decent. Futures right now are at a level of supply, so we got a little bit more room to push here. A little bit more room to push there. And again, as stated in my watch list video, I mean, I came into the day short biased here. So to take the longs, again, treat them as quick scalps. You know, so far the longs are just dead cat bounces. We haven't really cleared out any level of supply. You notice Andre just mentioned right now that we've, you know, getting rejected on Tesla at the 5. You know, Tesla's not even over its 5-day moving average on a 1-hour time frame. So that's why the shorts have to be a little bit more of a focus, right? The longs, either ignore them or just scalp them very quickly. So Tesla rejected at the 5 on the 1 hour, also being rejected here at the 20 and the linear regression, right? So trapped between the 50 EMA and trapped between this demand zone here, setting up a 20 play back down to the downside. If this bear flag continues to break, you could see Tesla start to test 239 or 238 again if the market continues to flush. So we're going to see how this candle closes here on Tesla and then evaluate our situation from there. Be looking at the 240 strikes on that. Few seconds left before this candle closes. Futures right now are sitting right at this 5 and 50 SMA, kind of holding up here in this top range here. It's a little choppy because of the fact that we have a lot of supply, right? There's a lot of supply. NVIDIA is setting up a 20 play, working back down towards its linear regression. Again, we're still going to have support here at this linear regression, so just keep that in mind if you're looking to take a short on NVIDIA. 414.40s and then 413.62s. Those could be 2 pit stops here, but we're definitely trending lower on NVIDIA. NVIDIA has yet to put in a higher high. So notice the first pop, drop, lower high, drop, lower high. Do we get the follow through? Also notice on the futures here, getting hung up at the 50 EMA. If we confirm this price action, for everyone to kind of just learn, notice how fast we might drop to 15,116, right? There's nothing below us here. So if we do lose this area, how fast does that drop, right? These are things you got to notice. When you're stuck at a level of support and you lose that level of support, watch the wash and see how fast that drops, right? And then see where it stops. That's how you build confidence. That's how you start understanding the way that these stocks move. Start timing it out. This is all so you guys can learn. Like, you need to learn, how fast does it drop? What should I expect if I was in the trade? What should I be looking, or how fast should I be looking to take profits? Yeah, Tesla 20 play is in effect right now. So Tesla's rejected here at all the moving averages on the 5-minute time frame. 5, 10, or 5, 10, 20 linear regression. Notice the futures. Where did it come down to? Come down right here to the next level of demand. You figure, get a little bounce, some type of bounce. Do we break down? Tesla's currently in a 20 play short. Here's the drop. Next support going to be back to these candles at 7 a.m. somewhere around 239.40s if it continues to fall. $238 would be potential. 238.90 is potential on Tesla, and anything below 238.90s is 238, and then 236. In order for that to happen, we need to see the futures lose the 20 and the linear here. If they lose this, right, you get a little bounce and then you get rejected. If you lose that, you're going to see Tesla wash aggressively. That's one thing I'll be looking for. You know, on Tesla, 238.97. Hourly candle here, harsh rejection at the 5, right? Inverse hammer candle here. So, you know, we start giving up this Bollinger Band. 238 looks evident. Penguins in NVIDIA. What price? Did he say what price? Rejected at the 20. So far lower lows on NVIDIA. I mean, it looks fine. It needs to lose 1430s. It's at a short-term support here on the 5-minute time frame. $416. So somewhere in this range. Right around here. Futures aggressive bounce. So far we're holding the day's lows. That's one thing to take note of. Shorts are looking good, but you know, until we lose the day's lows, you gotta respect where price action is going, or trying to do at least. Back to Tesla here. Tesla getting back over the 20, setting up a 20 play here. So far, you know, Tesla dropped, put in a low, bounce, back testing the initial breakdown spot, and it's holding so far. So keep that in mind. Tesla has room to 242 and then 242.50. So just one thing to kind of point out, you know, after the first initial drop that we had in the market, we had a little bit of a bounce that took us right back into that range, and we're going sideways, right? So we're not breaking out to the bottom, we're not breaking out to the top side. It's Friday. You know, you need a little bit more clarity. Think scalp. You know, that's how you play it. Think scalp. Think a little bit of profits. You know, your moves aren't really holding that much. You might not get that all day continuation for, you know, on until a new hour candle starts. Maybe it's this hour coming, maybe it's the next hour, but you know, you're an hour into the market and all we've had was an initial flush off the 5 minute bell, a low put in, and a dead cat bounce back up to that opening range, so to speak. Second time on the NASDAQ, we've been rejected here at the 100 simple. Second time now. Got rejected the first time at 720, got rejected on this 5 minute candle here. So this is definitely proving to be a level of resistance around that 15168 range. Nvidia is still putting in lower highs. Again, I already mentioned this once. First high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Until Nvidia starts closing over this 20 SMA, it's been putting in lower highs. So your big breakdown on Nvidia is 413.62. Your early entry on that is 414.25. So anything below 414.25, look for a dollar or about 70 cents, 60 cents down into 413, and then below 413 is a wash. Futures pushing back down into the 10 SMA again for the second time in the last 10-15 minutes. Meta getting rejected at the 5 minute 50 as well. Inverse hammer candle on Meta here. So it tested the 100 EMA twice, rejected. Tested it at 720, tested it at 740, pushing back down here. Last level of support here for the Qs before we have a drop to the 20, being held up at the 10. Tesla pushing back up. Tesla has room to 242. There's your pop. Tesla in the range of testing this consolidation here. 242.11 would be something to be looking at as resistance. Nice pop on Tesla here. Nice pop. NASDAQ trying to confirm losing here. Our next support is at 15,111. NASDAQ pushing into the 20 SMA. So currently at the 20 SMA here on the Qs, and they're pulling back down. First break here of the 20. So see if it confirms. The next stop here would be 15,091. Tesla's kind of holding up here at, it's got support. Tesla starts to lose this 20. For the second time, maybe that's a little bit more room there. But again, kind of holding up there. This is a good bounce spot for the Qs. That's the only thing for short positions right now. It's a good bounce spot for the Qs. You know, we broke over the 20. We pulled right back to the 20. Do we continue the bounce? You would need to see a break through the 20 SMA for continued follow through to the downside. If not, this is just a short-term bounce spot for a continuation to the upside. You see Tesla's holding the top of its range. Okay, Tesla's holding the top of its range here. So the Qs, it's going to all depend on what the Qs do here at this 20 SMA here, and probably into the last 8 minutes of this candle close. And we start to lose this area, then we're going to come back down to 15,090. And if we start to lose 15,090, I would expect a breakdown and look for the 20 SMA play short. So there's an official crack of the 20 SMA on the 5-minute time frame of the 20 SMA. So watch for those downside moves here. If the market wants to pull, look for your 20 SMA plays to the downside. Let's see how Penguin's doing in his NVIDIA. NVIDIA back down to the range here. Again, we're watching that 413.63. We've got that support here that we've been holding essentially all morning at 414.5. So that's a big spot here on NVIDIA. NVIDIA starts to give up the 414, you know, it's 15 area. That could be a big spot. Hopefully he's able to make some cash on that. Here's the breakdown on that NVIDIA. Now the Qs in tech is going to have support here at 15,091 as we're pulling into that. It's setting up a 20 SMA play here. We got about a minute to go here. What we're going to need to see have happen is the next candle needs to wash out this support. Needs to wash this support. If not, you're going to get an aggressive bounce here on names. You got Tesla pulling down below the linear regression here, testing that 413.62. There's the 413.62 break. New lows on NVIDIA for the day, 413.40s. Penguin's in at 416. Someone check on that fucking guy, man. 413. He's in at 416s. We're hitting at 413s. Four 16 to 413 should be up decent, right? I mean, if he's in at 416, it's trading at 413. Because we came right back into that support that's been holding all day here. So again, put in a new low at 413.40s, but I mean, shit, if you're in short at 416, somewhere in this range, you got to figure you're up. You got to figure taking profits, right? You know, the ATR on NVIDIA is trading at, you know, $1.60. So if you've made $1.50, you got to be thinking about taking profits at least half size. And I'm watching the cues here on the break of this linear regression confirming this 20 play here. So does the market want to hold and continue to the upside? You know, this would be a good spot for them to do so. But if we start losing this you know, 15,090s area, we're going to flush. Nothing from Penguin. This rejection at the 50 SMA on the 5-minute time frame on Meta was beautiful. Tested it, broke it, tested it, tested it, tested it, broke it. Second rejection, boom. Short position would have came through here. The loss of the 5 SMA down into the 20, into the linear. That was a hell of a fucking move. Take profits, boom. Now you're going to get that NVIDIA bounce. Penguin stuck at work. Back up into 414. Shit. And that's another thing, guys. If you guys are working and trading at the same time and you're going to be away from the computer screens, sometimes your moves come in 5 minutes. You got to take profits. Like, you know, you can't come back 30 minutes later and be like, oh, well, what happened? What happened was the move went down, you know, broke the low of day, put in a new low of day, and you're nowhere to be found. So we can't have that happen either. Again, if you're going to put on an active trade like this, an active scalp trade, you've got to be around. Hopefully he either made some money or did something. It's still holding here at this linear regression. Tesla's been on a nice trend, pretty predictable here. High, drop, lower high, drop, lower high, drop. What's coming next? Pop, right? And if NVIDIA doesn't break finally the 20 SMA and close over it, what would be next? Drop. It's, look at the chart pattern. High, drop, high, drop, high, drop. You know, lower high after lower high after lower high. You have to be expecting the bounce now. After you put in a new low, you have to be expecting the lower high bounce until that proves to you that it's no longer in play. But if you're short, you have to be taking profits on each lower high. So if you're trading, if you've been trading, you know, 2 or 3 contracts, you know, when you got that next lower high drop, you should have been out of the position. Good bounce spot here for Amazon. You can use a linear regression as a stop, and you can try to bounce Amazon from here. Again, on the bounce plays like this, it's a little bit of a lower probability setup, but you're buying at a good spot of support here. So, you know, 138 would be a stop on Amazon. You're risking about 50 cents. I'd go right at the money here, 138, and you know, just let it sit, right? And if you lose the 138, just get the hell out. Again, you know, maybe give it this 5-minute candle close before you jump in, but that could definitely be a little bit of a play. Contracts are cheap. They're only running about $100. Tesla back up to that 50. Back up to that 50. So even Tesla's last 20 play is up about 80 cents here. Still a current long hold for a scalp on Tesla. You know, doesn't mean chase it now, but if you're in it, it's just a hold. Here comes NVIDIA back down again. I hope Penguin's around and takes some profits this next time. Sold it to maintain a loss, had to step away, didn't want to hold it. Shit. NVIDIA flirting with those lows again. So far, this area has acted as a bounce spot all day long since the open. Comes down to the linear regression, it bounces. Down to linear regression, it bounces. A little bit of a bear flag setting up on the NQ. Give it a little time. See if she wants to play out through the linear regression. Here comes those lows testing it on the video. Boom, there's the break. There's the break that Penguin wanted. 413, 412.80, new lows on the video here. New lows on the video. Look at it flush. 412.45. Look at it flush. Boom, 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 boom. 412.30's new lows. That was the move. That was the move. That was the move. That was the move. Wait for it. That was the move. Four 12.26 new lows. 412.18, 412.14. Damn, that's where you want to be selling. So if you've been getting short or you've been sitting short, 412, that's the move that you wanted. That was the move that you wanted. 411.76. That was the move that you wanted. You wait all day, right? We've been waiting an hour and a half. If you're waiting for that, that was the move that you wanted. $411.56. That was the fucking move. Man, and he had 416s, or he got in at 416. That was the move. The video just went down from being down 8-9 points to 11-12. That was what you wanted to see. Damn, he got out of that way, like just a tad too fucking early. Like he got out of that a tad too early. Look for the snapback now on the video. That was the move that you wanted to see. Shit. Look at it go. Damn, that's heartening to see. He was in the right move. So Penguin was in on the right move, had to step away for work. Oh, you know I took it, man. Had to step away for work, and then you know, got out of the position to save a loss. I understand that, but when you're selling, when you're playing these stocks, you know, I mean, shit, man, the moves can happen quickly. You got to be around. You got to be around. I hate seeing that, you know, he had the right fucking move now, because now you're going to get a little bit of a bounce, and then you're kind of wondering, you know, should I chase? You know, damn, I'm not even going to say nothing. Or 11.56 from a fourth. There's new lows. 411.43 on Nvidia. 411.43 new fucking lows. Wow, that was the flush that he wanted to see, right, guys? Boom. And also futures, guys. I don't even know how many people are in here. I think there's only one guy in here, two people in here. The futures, what were we waiting for? The linear regression to get broken. It tested it, broke it. Here's your new low. 1580s dropped down almost 15-20 points very, very quickly, guys. Even your last 20 play here, if you would have got into the 20 play, you got in at 8:05 Pacific Standard Time. You know I took that. You know I took that. You know I took that. Boom. Out of Nvidia. Out of futures. Done. Day. Can you see that? 625.50 on the NQ. And beautiful fucking push on the video. Beautiful fucking push on the video. That's why you play the game. You wait. You just wait. You wait. You just fucking wait. You just fucking wait. Tesla through that actually held up pretty well. Didn't even lose its 20. Also, that move on the futures from the 20 play entry around 15093 down to 15066, that's almost 30 points. I hope someone caught that. Sometimes it takes a little longer, you just have to wait. It takes a little longer, you have to wait. So the futures now come down to the Bollinger Band. Look where the Bollinger Band's matching up at. It's matching up at the current low of day, 15052. I'll also be watching Tesla here. It was the last one. It never really lost the 20 SMA. If Tesla loses a 20 SMA, I might consider playing on house money now and taking a little bit of a position there. We'll see. Nvidia is done. Down $12 on the day. Don't chase Nvidia now. That's done. That was the break. Boom, 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 boom. Flush. 413.39. Boom. 410. $3. All you had to do was wait for the 414, 413 break. It's even in the watch list, man. What did the watch list say? Like, start looking at it. 418.35 short, room to 415. Take profits on the way down. We opened up below that, so 415 becomes your new fucking low. We seen it at the open. Look at the lows at the open here. The pre-market lows were sitting at 416.68. The opening candle went down to 416. Okay, so even if we were looking for 415 break, right? What did this say? Look at 418, we were already trading below that. So once you're trading below that, you just need to see the low of day, like the pre-market low. So if 418 was the break from yesterday's lows, you have to look at what is the pre-market lows. Okay, that's going to be stronger. Look at Nvidia go. So 416.64, that becomes your pivot. Yeah, you got, you know, a little bit of drawdown here, you know, bouncing up and down, pitter-pattering around $2. But once it started to go, it started to go. 410.51 lows on Nvidia. Absolute monster of a move. $410.37. Penguin's gonna be fucking kicking himself in the ass for that. What's Tesla doing? Tesla testing its 20 SMA. I'm watching Tesla now. House money here. Small bet. Stack a little bit if we can get it. We got the futures down here at the low. So this is a second test. I also like to start to look at these like, you know, once we put in that low, we bounce, we come back and back test. If we hold this on the NQ, it might not be a bad idea to start going long or thinking long and just using the low of day as a stop, 15.051. That's 20 points away from now. You can definitely see if it holds, you know. I mean, you're anticipating. I know, yeah, I know, man. Fuck. I don't know. Fucking, you got shaken out. See, that's what can't happen. You can't get shaken out. Like, don't get shaken out. Yeah, you're down, but like, man, I don't know how much to stress it. When you get into a position, fucking 80% of the time you're going to be down. 80% of the time you're going to get into the trade and it's going to be down at some point in time. You have to be able to sit through it. And if you can't sit through it, all that tells me is you have too much size on, because it's creating too many emotions. It's creating too many emotions. You can't get shaken out like that. You know, it never even, like lower high, lower high. How many times did I say that? Lower high, lower high, lower high. What's it going to do here? It's going to bounce. Oh, lower high, going to bounce. Oh, lower high. Damn. Because he's on it. Like, that's the thing. When you're on it, when you see it, but then you just can't stomach it, that's a different problem. When you can't stomach it is the problem. Bounce here on Tesla, holding the 20.